What if I told you attraction has nothing to do with looks, money, or confidence, and everything to do with control? Stop. Don't send that text. Don't ask her out again. Don't make another move that will push her away until you hear what I have to say. Because right now, you're likely doing the very thing that's killing your chances with women, and you're not even aware of it. What if everything you've been taught about women is entirely backwards? What if the reason you're not getting anywhere isn't because you're not good enough, but because you've been playing a game with the wrong rule book? But buckle up, because over the next few minutes I'm going to blow everything you ever thought you knew about attraction. And I promise you, you're going to want to hear me out till the end, because the last thing I'm going to reveal will literally change your whole approach to women beginning today. Let's get to it. The lie you've been sold. Here's what nobody's telling you. Society has been feeding you a complete fantasy about how attraction operates. Movies and TV shows, your parents, even well-meaning friends, they've all sold you a fairy tale that sounds lovely but is completely wrong. You've been told that if you're sufficiently sweet, considerate, if you're a good listener to her problems and a supporter of her dreams, if you show her how much you care through constant effort and attention, she'll fall in love with you, right? Wrong. And you already know this is wrong because you've lived it. You've been that guy who did everything right just to hear, "You're such a great friend," or "I don't want to ruin what we have," or my personal favorite, "You're too good for me." Here's the bomb you need to hear. Women don't fall in love with men who earn their worth through effort and attention. They fall in love with men who already know their worth without having to prove it. The game-changing truth. Ready for the truth that changes everything? Here it is. Women are drawn to outcome independence, not confidence, not wealth, not appearance, not even personality. Those do matter, of course, but they're all secondary to this one essential ingredient. What is outcome independence? It's the power to truly not require any specific outcome from any specific woman. It's being so whole within yourself that if she likes you, dates you, sleeps with you, or entirely ignores you, your sense of self-worth doesn't change in the least. And here's where your brain is most likely screaming at me, "But wait, if I don't care how things turn out, then why would I try at all? How does not caring result in success?" Listen closely, because this is the paradox most men never understand. The less you require a particular outcome, the greater the chances of that outcome happening. The more desperately you desire her approval, the less likely she'll give it to you. The moment you become truly comfortable with either result, you become infinitely more desirable. Why? Because neediness is the biggest turnoff. When you require her to like you, when you require the date to go smoothly, when you require her number or a second meeting, she can smell that desperation a mile away, and it repels her at an unconscious level. The psychological mechanism. Let me describe the psychology behind why this works so powerfully. The human brain is wired to value scarcity and devalue abundance. This isn't just about attraction, it's about everything. We want what seems rare or hard to get, and we devalue what's easily available. When you approach women from a place of neediness, you're essentially advertising that you're abundant and available. You're saying through your behavior, "I'm so available that I'll reorganize my entire life around the possibility of your interest." Her brain unconsciously registers this as low value. But when you come from outcome independence, you're saying something entirely different. "I'm interested in learning about you, but I'm so satisfied with my own life that whether this works or not doesn't change my self-worth." Her mind hears that as high value, as rare, as something worth going after. Think about the last time you really wanted something, a job, a goal, an opportunity, when you were desperate for it, constantly checking for updates, unable to think of anything else. How did that turn out? Probably not great. Now consider times when you had several options and were genuinely okay if one didn't work out. You were calm, confident, and more yourself. And ironically, those situations usually turned out better. What this looks like in practice. So what does outcome independence really look like when you're communicating with women? Let me give you a few examples. Scenario 1. You're texting a woman you're interested in. She takes 4 hours to reply. The needy guy immediately sends another text or checks if she's read his message. The outcome-independent guy doesn't notice or care because he's busy living his real life. When he does see her reply, he responds when it suits him, not right away to prove he was waiting. Scenario 2. You ask a woman out and she says she's busy that weekend. The needy guy offers multiple alternative times trying to fit her schedule. The outcome-independent guy says, "No problem, let me know when you're free," and actually goes on with his life. If she reaches out, great. If not, fine. Scenario 3. You're chatting with a woman at a bar or cafe and the conversation stalls. The needy guy panics and starts firing random questions just to keep it alive. The outcome-independent guy is perfectly fine with silence, and if it's not flowing, he moves on or simply enjoys his drink in peace. The change needed. Here's the brutal reality. You can't fake outcome independence. Women's intuition is sharp. They can instantly tell the difference between a man who genuinely doesn't need a specific outcome and one who's pretending while secretly hoping. So how do you truly become outcome independent? It takes real inner work, not just behavioral tricks. First, build a life that genuinely fulfills you regardless of romantic success. Have goals that excite you, friendships that nourish you, hobbies that energize you, and a sense of purpose that drives you. When your life feels full without a woman, independence becomes effortless. Second, increase your options. This doesn't mean becoming a player. It means interacting with enough people that no single person feels like your only chance at happiness. When you have options, each interaction feels low stakes and natural. Third, strengthen your inner self-worth. If your worth is tied to external approval, especially from women, you'll never have true independence. Develop such strong internal validation that her opinion, while nice to have, isn't necessary to feel valuable. The mindset shift. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop seeing interactions with women as attempts to get something and start viewing them as opportunities to learn something. You're not trying to win her number, her time, or her affection. You're discovering if she's compatible with you. When you adopt this mindset, everything changes. You're not anxious about saying the right things. You're not over-analyzing her reactions. You're genuinely curious about who she is. And because you're not chasing, she starts pursuing. Because you've become the first man in a long time who isn't obviously trying to win her over. The final realization. Here's the ultimate truth that makes outcome independence effortless. Any woman who's truly right for you will like the real you. And any woman who doesn't was never right for you to begin with. Think about it. If being yourself, speaking your truth, and living by your values makes a woman lose interest, you didn't lose anything. You simply filtered out someone incompatible. This awareness is liberating because it removes the pressure to perform or pretend. You can simply be you and trust that the right ones will stay. Most men fear this approach because they think, if I'm just myself, no one will like me. But that belief itself is the problem. It makes you hide your true self, blocking genuine connection. And ironically, proving your own fear true. The reality is that when you genuinely like yourself, are improving daily, and live in alignment with your values, you naturally attract like-minded people and repel those who are not. That's not a flaw, that's the filter. And if this video just shifted your mindset about women and dating, smash that subscribe button, because we're only just getting started. Drop a comment and let me know which part resonated the most with you, and share this with every guy who needs to hear this truth.